Hey everyone, I'm Ruben Liu and I'm here at Canon HQ today in Malaysia, and I have something interesting to share. So right here we have the Canon EOS R3 along with this new 16mm f2.8 lens, along with the new Canon 100 to 400 f5.6 to f8 IS lens. So these are the two new lenses that drop together with the Canon EOS R3. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to try it on. I've already tested the 16mm a little bit, and I think it's a very cool lens, not only for the vloggers out there and everything, but also for using the Canon EOS webcam utility, because the field of view is pretty wide and you can actually set it up close to the wall and you can still see everything. And I think that's pretty neat. So going into the main highlight of the video, I guess, the Canon EOS R3. I think a lot of people have been talking about how it's pretty cool and stuff like that. And I thought I would just go through some of the things which I personally feel that it's going to be very cool for photographers and videographers alike. First things first, I think the autofocus on this camera is blazingly fast. You can see it like firing all the time. And whether you are trying to capture a very fast-moving subject or just trying to capture things accurately, this camera can definitely do that. It has new algorithms to capture sports, vehicles and stuff like that. Motorsports, I think they call it. And it also has that new eye tracking AF. So let me just try to turn it on and see whether I can figure it out. I'm going to the menu now. Let me go to the photo mode. It's in the settings menu under eye control. So let me turn it on and let me calibrate it and see. Calibration complete. And let's see. Let me try to focus and see what happens. Unfortunately, I didn't bring an extra memory card, so I can't really show you the pictures, but I'm going to try to... Oh, okay, so you have a yellow dot that's following everywhere you look. And I think that's pretty accurate. Let me try to look at the corner, look at the lens. Okay, so actually, from that, maybe 10 seconds of testing, it seemed pretty accurate. It followed my eye as I was looking around, and when I blinked and I looked somewhere else, the dot actually disappeared and went there. So that's pretty cool. Another feature which I feel is quite interesting with this camera is the fact that you can actually transfer your photos via USB-C cable through the, let me see, where is it? Yeah, through the USB flap over here. You can actually transfer it wired to your phone to transfer photos quickly. So in this way, you can actually transfer photos to your phone lightning fast, edit it on your phone, and actually upload it to a drive and send it to a client almost like maybe an hour or two after an event, for example. And that's something which I feel is very cool, especially for event photographers out there. Before this, we were using the wireless method of transferring photos. I think that works too, but sometimes it takes a bit of time. I'm not sure how much faster it is with the Canon EOS R3, but having a wired connection is always more stable. It's always better in a way. Okay, so now that I'm talking about the Hotshoe, actually they have two accessories that I have right here that goes along with the new Hotshoe. One of them is an adapter that allows you to use those Hotshoe accessories that has a rubberized ceiling with this new Hotshoe mount. So how it works is actually, you can see right here that there's a lot of new pins on the new Hotshoe adapter. All these pins will give you new things you can do with it. And so essentially what happens now is that if you have any old Canon accessories that is Hotshoe mounted, you can still use those as long as you don't have a rubber ceiling. But if they have a rubber ceiling, you can actually convert it using this adapter. So if you just place it inside here, and then we lock it into place, and then basically we converted this Hotshoe mount to be able to mount any other accessories from the previous Canon products that has a rubber ceiling. This new Hotshoe mount is very interesting because of all the accessories that they could potentially build into this system. I think the Canon XF line actually has one camera with this similar or same Hotshoe mount. I'm not very sure. Imagine if the video division continues to adapt new accessories for this new Hotshoe mount, and the photography section also adapts new accessories for the Hotshoe mount, and then we could have a huge slew of different accessories that could fit this Hotshoe mount. So there's also a new XLR adapter for the Hotshoe mount that is coming soon, and that will make this R3 a more video-centric camera if you get that along, and then you can improve your audio quality along the way. There's also one more Hotshoe accessory over here. This is, I believe, is called the STE10. It's a very small trigger actually, very surprisingly small. And yeah, I believe it will work with all the current Canon speedlights that's available right now. Talked about my favorite things about the R3. Now let's go through the basic stuff. Of course, the variable flip screen will be a very cool addition to a pro camera. This will help you be able to capture more things at different angles, not just for vlogging. I believe that a lot of people poke fun of this screen because of vlogging, but it's not only an important thing for vlogging, but for people who, let's say, film themselves. I've been in situations where I'm a one-man production house and I couldn't see the screen in every angle, so this is very helpful, especially if you have to film yourself or if you have to film different angles at different places. So for example, if you want to mount this as a top-down camera shot, you can actually still see what's happening. Another thing which I really like about this camera is the lightweightness of it. So I'm surprised with the weight. I'm honestly surprised. Like, I don't think you can see it on camera, but this thing is really lightweight. In conclusion, for the Canon EOS R3, I think it's a very capable and fast camera for the mirrorless world, and I think Canon did not pull any stops in making sure that this camera came out ready for the professionals out there. It's feature-packed for photographers, especially with its autofocus and its lightweightness, and it's also very good for videographers with all the codecs that you can have. So I mean, just for example, you could have random codecs like, let me see what's the highest frame rate we could go here. 100 frames. Okay, so with 4K, you can actually go up to 100 frames. I believe that's because I'm set at PAL mode at the moment. So if you go to NTSC, you can go to 120 frames. So this is, I guess, the slow-mo videographer's dream, being able to shoot at 120 at 4K. It's very lightweight, very versatile. You can shoot vertically, you can shoot horizontally as well. Yeah, and that's my conclusion for this video. So if you guys have any questions about the Canon EOS R3 or the other two lenses that just dropped, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to maybe get my hands on it again and answer your questions with that. So that's it for the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.